Hello everybody, welcome to Lauren Loves Color. This is Lauren and I have a special little guy next to me over here, Mr. Ryder, my son, and we have had a very interesting week here in Texas. We've had a historic freeze. Never have had temperatures as low as I've seen them. We, I think, got down to about 8 degrees where I am in the Houston area, which I've never seen in my lifetime. So there's been a lot of things going on. My son's school has been closed. We have had a situation where we've lost power for a period of time. We were fortunate we were able to stay at my parents' house, who had a generator, but also my daughter has gotten really sick with an ear infection in the meantime. So it's been really hectic, really busy, but we're glad to be back home. I think we're over the hump with the storm, and so we're looking forward to soon returning a little bit back to normal. I was very lucky that I had pre-filmed a lot of videos, so you were still able to see content this week, but now it's time for me to get a little bit back into the groove. I usually film when my son is asleep, but we don't have that today, so I hope you guys don't mind. I have some pretzel snacks for him and some water, and he's going to be my little helper today. I have a lot for you guys to see. So, disclaimer, I miserably failed my goal in trying to avoid obtaining supplies and extra books. I kind of went a little crazy this month, but that is for your viewing pleasure, I guess. So let's get started with the supplies. Let's start off with some of the fun stuff. So one of the first things that I got were the Dyvicl metallic gel pens. These came recommended by another color tuber, and they're pretty amazing. They're very similar to the Pentel Sparkle Pop pens, but they're in a variety of kind of wildish colors, kind of really bright, different jewel tones and things like that. And they don't look, when you look at them, and I'm going to zoom you guys in a little bit. When you look at them, they don't really look like anything special. You can't tell that they're dual metallic in the, just kind of in the container itself. I'm going to try to show you, I believe I swatched these out. I will say when I got my first, set, they were not, I did have one that did not work very well, which was this pink, so I had to order a new set. Let me see if I can get some better light here for you guys too. So these are the Dyvicl gel pens, and I'm not sure how well you're going to be able to see that, but they are dual metallic and they are very different colors from what the Pentel Sparkle Pops are. So I do really like these. They work out really well, so I'm really happy with that purchase. So if you love dual metallic and you're looking for something inexpensive, I believe these were close-ish to $10 maybe. You can go and pick these up on Amazon, and of course I'll have all of this information linked below in the description box. So that was the first thing that I purchased. I'm going to set these over here. Next, I purchased another set of gel pens, and these came, I know these came as a recommendation from Jamie's Coloring Love. These are the Flair gel pens, and so it comes with a set of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Maybe there's 10. Yes, there's 10. A set of 10 of these, and these are just glitter gel pens, but they come at a really nice price. I believe they're like $4.99 for the set. So they're very reasonably priced, and they're really beautiful, really sparkly. So, you know, I talked a little bit about the Jot gel pens that I really liked. These are the Flair gel pens. Let me zoom back out a little bit. That are right here on this side, and they are extremely glittery. So they're really beautiful. I really love them. These are the Jot gel pens on this side. These definitely have, I would say they're pretty comparable, honestly, to the Jot gel pens, but they have a wider range of colors. So I had actually purchased these before I had purchased the Jots, and so when these came in, I've heard a lot of people say really good things about them. So I do really like these. They're a really good price, and they're available on Amazon. I'm going to put these back in their little home. Next was I did get the Colors of the World Crayola markers. This is a set of 24. I mostly got these for the fact that I wanted to use them for my Disney books. It's sometimes hard to find skin tones, good skin tone markers. So I have them here just in a plastic bag, not in anything fancy right now. I just took them out of the container, but these are also really nice. I do have, I keep picking up my swatch book. I did swatch these out very quickly. So you can kind of see what the colors look like. The nice thing about these markers is they are labeled. So each of the markers, and they don't come in, I know that they have the colors of the world in pencils, in colored pencils, and they also have it, I believe, in crayons, but now they have it in markers, and so it's a nice variety of skin tones. Basically, there's a set of golden colors, a set of almond colors, and then a set of rose colored. So you kind of have your yellow undertone, you kind of have your neutrally to cool undertone, and then you kind of have your pink undertones. So those are all really nice. And the markers, like I said, do have, let me see if I can take one out to show you. They are labeled in multiple languages, actually, on the side of the marker. So that's really nice. So I look forward to using these, and I'll find a better storage solution over time. But until I get like proper bags and stuff for my markers, I usually store them in Ziploc bags. Next is a few different things that I got from the Dollar Tree. I went back to the Dollar Tree to get some additional items and to look at some different things that would be kind of for some new things that I purchased supply-wise, and so some different things that I wanted to try. So first, for these different Crayolas, crayons, I wanted to try to start... I'm exploring backgrounds now, and I'm exploring the best way to do backgrounds that's easy, especially on a lot of color by number books, because a lot of them can eat up my markers, especially my blue and green markers, pretty quickly. And so I wanted to find something that I could add a background to, but that wouldn't be, you know, I wouldn't be hurt up about if I used up a supply. So I purchased these metallic crayons. They were $1. These were not worth it. I swatched these out. They almost look like a crayon with just a little bit of glitter in them. They're not great. I wasn't happy with these, so these will actually be going to my son. I will give these to him for him to color in his coloring books. Those are for you, Ryder. Those are for you.
Oh,
cool. Okay, those are going to be for you. And then next are these pastel crayons, and these crayons I would say are worth it. This was a really, really nice set of crayons. Let me see if I can kind of get them out. They're really, really pretty colors, and they are really beautiful. I don't have them in my swatch book, but I kind of was messing with them on a piece of paper, and they do look really, really nice. So these pastel crayons, especially with Easter coming up and stuff, and I like to use a lot more kind of light pastel-y colors and backgrounds anyways, I thought would be a nice addition for some of the backgrounds in my coloring book. So I'm going to try it. I'm going to see if I like crayons as an option to color backgrounds with. Next, and this actually goes with something else. I'm going to set that aside. Next, I got some stencils. I didn't get this in yet. We've had a major delay with Amazon because of the winter storm, but I got all of these at the Dollar Tree. I got some stencils, and I'm about to show you one thing I'm going to be using them with, but the other thing, which is going to be my distress inks that I ordered a set of distress inks I plan on using with some of these stencils, and at $1 a piece, it made it really affordable to get some different stencils. So I got this one. This has some small different motifs. You can't really see this very well, but there's like a coffee cup, a heart, a martini glass, different leaves, a cactus. There's some letters like a mask, a star, a cloud. So this one was really nice if you wanted to add some smaller details, and each of these was $1. And I think Shayna, I think you also, was it you, Shayna, or Jamie? I think it was Shayna that I saw that had purchased these as well. Some stars, some sea life animals, birds. So Danielle, look away. But like we do a lot of skies and stuff in color by number books, so I thought that might be nice. Same thing with some of the flowers and butterflies, as well as hearts. And then I got these flowers. This one was really cute, unicorns and rainbows. and then some stars. So I thought all of those were really, really nice. So I'm going to play around with those. Next thing that I got were some gelatos. I'm going to try these as well. I decided to get, this is the, I think the pastel set. Yes, this is the pastel set. I haven't even opened this yet. My goal was to play around with these and do a video on them, which I may still do. But I just haven't had a chance with everything going on. One thing that I wanted to try as well is use these finger protectors to kind of smudge them. I'm not a really messy person, and I believe I saw, was it $99 Diva? I believe I saw her use these with chalk pastels to kind of smudge these. And so I wanted to try it with the gelatos and see if it helped to kind of spread the color around a little bit. My goal is to do a background that's really easy, that doesn't require a fixative spray, something that can dry, and something that's not too messy, because I'm upstairs in an office, and so I don't really want to be spraying things in here, and I know if it's too messy, I'm probably not going to use it very often. So I'm going to try these, because with these, I believe you can just use them and just let them dry, and you don't have to use a fixative spray, but I need to read some of the instructions on these and kind of see. But this is kind of the different color selection you get on the back. There's a whole bunch of different sets that you can order, and so I'm looking forward to playing around with these a little bit. Next are going to be a couple of additional purchases. I'm pretty sure that Shayna was the one that recommended these. These are the Crayola Take Note permanent markers. I also got these nice pencil zipper cases. I really, really like these. They fit quite a large amount of markers in here, and you can see through them. So when I am storing markers and things like that, things that I don't need in like a particular order and don't want to put in a case, this is really, really nice. So I think I may buy some more of these, especially for like my gelatos and different things like that, to have something to store them in that's clear and easy. And they come in sets of 2, and they come in different colors. I know they came in this like aqua blue, and they came in pink and maybe purple. I don't remember all the colors, but I know for sure they came in this and they came in pink, because I kind of debated about the 2 of them, and they have a nice handle. So these are really nice. But the Crayola Take Note markers I've actually used quite a bit already, and I do like the colors. I will say I like the big intensity color range a little bit more, but these are really nice alternative. And of course, Crayola, anything Crayola is pretty cheap. So this is kind of my swatch as well of the different colors that come in the Crayola Take Note set. The one nice thing about these two, and that's a horrible example because you're not going to be able to see that, is that there is also a name on the markers themselves. There's not a color number, but there is a name. So that is really, really nice. So it's a wide variety of different colors. I will say the component itself does not always match the color that it actually colors on the page, so it is important to kind of swatch these out a little bit. But these are really nice permanent markers. They have a really nice point to them, so I really like these. I think these were a great recommendation, and I'm really happy that I have a set of these, and I've already been using them. Permanent markers I usually use as a supplement to my alcohol markers, and they're great for color by number books as well. So I found myself leaving these on my desk quite a bit because they had some unique colors in here that weren't in some of my alcohol marker colors. Or like, yeah, if I want to do a whole bunch of sky in a, you know, a color Questopia book, or, you know, my Sachdeva books or something, it's nice to just be able to take these and use these in those books instead of, you know, using a lot of my more expensive alcohol markers. Last but not least for my supply was a splurge, a massive splurge. And I really debated about even showing these. And the only reason why is that I feel like there's a lot of judgment about the use of professional tools and things like color by number books and stuff like that. But ultimately what I came to is that this is my decision, guys. And this was something that I really wanted. I'm going to provide kind of my rationale behind what I was thinking. But part of what I have been focusing on right now is I've really been wanting to test a whole bunch of different types of brush markers to kind of get a feel for what I really like and to get a feel for what kind of nibs I like, what kinds of markers I want to invest in. And brush markers are expensive no matter which route you go, because the nibs do wear out. And I have my Cali Art brush markers. You guys know I love them, but my nibs are really starting to wear out. I've turned them around and flipped them around, but I've kind of used them and abused them a lot. And so I really wanted a marker that I knew could be a little bit more reliable and a marker that I knew that I would utilize for a long time. So this is what I did. I got Copic sketch markers. You'll see that they're numbered. And what I got them for was I got them for my Curious Shershneva and Sun Life Drawing books. I have quite a large set of those books. They use the same color palette for every single book. And what I did is I initially purchased on Amazon, there's like a 12-piece primary set just to test them out. And they had okay, I think part of this cut out. I had an alarm go off on my phone, so I apologize about that. But what I was saying about my Copic sketch markers. So I bought a primary set off of Amazon. They had like a damaged set. They guaranteed that the markers were fine, but that the packaging was damaged. And so it gave me quite a lovely discount on the markers. And so I purchased that primary set there. I figured, you know, it would give me an idea of the markers themselves. They were common colors that I would use. And so I decided to get those there. I really, really liked them. And how they came damaged was that clearly something had been spilled on the outside packaging. Honestly, it smelled like mouthwash. And so the markers still even smell a little minty, even though I can tell the mouthwash didn't get into the packaging themselves. They do have a minty smell to them. So I got the primary set. I started using them in my Questopia, in my, Sun Life Drawing books, and I really, really like them. I will say the brush tip on these markers is superior to anything that I've ever used. They're a little bit thinner. They're a bit thinner marker. The brush tip is a little bit thinner, but it is really, really nice. I will say my Prismacolor Premiers probably come into a close second. The one thing I don't like about the Copics is the chisel tip. I don't feel like it colors very well and very consistently. I feel like the chisel tips that's on my Cali Arts, my Ohuhu markers, and things are far superior to this. But the one thing is that you can actually replace the tips on these. Lisa with Lisa's Coloring Corner has done that. She's replaced these with the fine tips, the fine nibs on this side. And so I may do that after a while, invest in just getting the nibs. The great thing is too, is on the brushes, is once the brushes start to wear down, you can replace the brushes. And I actually have some brush nibs here that I had purchased. I tried to do an experiment with my Cali Art brush markers where I replaced the Cali Art brush nib with a Copic brush nib to see if it worked. And it just doesn't. The nib itself is not long enough. It actually fits in the component pretty nicely, but the nib is just not, it's not long enough. So I couldn't get it to work very well. So I do now have just a couple of replacement brush nibs for these markers. But honestly, even if I don't replace this with the fine nib, it's so rare that I would use this side. The brush tips are so nice because you can go really thin or really thick, that these were nice. So I bought the primary set, and then after that, what I ended up doing was for the colors that I didn't have that I kind of needed to fill in the gaps, I went on to Facebook Marketplace. And you guys know I love that place so much. There is a seller there, and I can't remember her name. I'm going to link her information down below if I can find it, that you can search for her on Facebook Marketplace. And she sells Copic markers individually, and she sells them for like a bulk price. So I got them for $4.50 a piece, and I think they're normally close to $7 a piece. You just tell her which colors you want. She has a list of all the ones that are in stock. She was absolutely fantastic. She shipped super fast, and I feel like I got a really good price on the rest of the markers. They were still very, very expensive. Please don't get me wrong. But I basically took the Cali Art markers that I like to use in those books. I swatched them on a piece of paper, and then I looked online for a color chart and found some different color charts, and then was able to kind of find the rest of the colors that I wanted. So these are fantastic. I love using them. They are my go-to markers for all of my Sun Life books. I still even use these in a lot of my other color by number books. I've used them in my Color Questopia books. and things as well, and in some of my Sachdeva books. So you will see me use these a lot. The other thing too that appeals to me is that you can refill these markers. So because I'm using the same colors over and over and over again, the fact that I can simply just refill the ink without having to get a new set of markers just provides me some mental reassurance. So I'm gonna stop talking about this because I have spent way too long on it, but these are my Copic markers. And I will enjoy using these, and I feel like a lot of color by number sets use similar colors, so I can still use these in a lot of my other color by number books, and then I can add to them slowly. Color Questopia is coming out with a new color chart, so I may end up trying to fill in the gaps with some of those markers there. And Sachdeva as well, he uses some unique colors too, that I may add to this, and just kind of have my standard set of markers that I go with. But really like my Copics. I do really like my Prismacolor Premier markers too, so it's kind of between the two of them, and I may kind of decide to use one set with, I don't know, different sets with different markers. I don't know. I'm gonna just kind of reevaluate, because the Prismacolor Premiers are not refillable, but you can add to them. You can buy just individual markers if you need a replacement. So I've got to figure out what I end up wanting to do, but I do really love these Copics, and I do like they store nicely in this little bag because I can store them on their side like this. And just set them on the table next to me. So I don't have a little tray. I don't want a little tray because I don't want my son to get into them. If they're in a bag, it's a lot less likely he will get into the markers. And if you're a mom, I know this sounds kind of crazy, but if you're a mom, you can actually even lock this. So if you get a little lock, there is a hole here with this zipper, and you can actually lock it to this strap to keep your children from getting into your markers as well. So also just a nice consideration if you're trying to keep your supplies locked and away from your children. So with that being said, that is the end of my supply haul. I am going to pause for 1 minute because I hear my son playing with water in the bathtub that we kept in case our water went out. So let me go intervene, and I will be right back. Okay, so we are back. So Ryder has now his metallic crayons that he is coloring with. And what animal is that one, or what character is that one, Ryder?
Marshall.
That's I don't know if that's Marshall.
It is.
It is Marshall?
Yeah.
I don't know. That's a Paw Patrol character. He's never actually seen Paw Patrol, but all of his friends at his school know Paw Patrol. So he has fun with the Paw Patrol characters. All right, so let's go through the books that I accumulated over this past month. Everybody, I believe, has seen this one. This is Puzzle Animals, Color by Colors by Shershneva. I think I showed this in some of my completed pages. It is just simply follow the outlines in the page and match the colors there. It's a really, really fun book. It's her first in now a series of 3 coloring books. She has a mandala coloring book that I should be getting in the mail hopefully soon for a review, as well as I think she just released a spring book today, which I'm really excited about. So yeah, really cute book. I have had a lot of fun coloring this. Oh, what do you want to show? You want to show this page? Who's this?
And Marshall.
That's Marshall? Okay. All right. You need to color that, and then I'll show them what it looks like in the end, okay? Also, the next one is the Circulism art books, color by number. This is Mandala Shade, another book similar to the Puzzle Animals book. Yeah, that one is Marshall for sure. This one, same situation with this nice glossy paper, these colored backgrounds, which are beautiful, and all of these circles that make up these mandalas, which are just absolutely stunning. So really love this book. This is by Eclipse Art Books, and really going to enjoy this one. Adorable Nature. This is a book that I earned on my reward system, even though my reward system's kind of gone a little bananas. This one was Danny Buttons really is the one who enabled me in this book, and I've seen a lot of people review this book now. Lisa's Coloring Corner, I've seen her work in this book too, and it's a cross-stitch style book. I haven't colored anything in here yet, but I did do a review on this book. Hey Ryder, that's a little Ryder, that's a little loud, bud. That's a little loud. So I haven't colored anything in here yet, but I do plan on doing so. I was a cross stitcher, well, am a cross stitcher. And so this is a really fun book. And I believe they actually just came out with another book too that's like a travel series. So it's like travel pictures. So that looks really cool too. So that's their 4th book in the series. The 3-color series, Animal and Birds, this is by Belba family. This is a fantastic book. You just have 3 colors, a light, medium, and dark. I use the dot method in all of these books, and really had a lot of fun creating some really just fascinating and fun images in here. And so I've spent a lot of time coloring in this book and really enjoy it. This is kind of, I feel like, a great introduction to some of these pixel books if you've never done one before, and a really fun way to just be creative with your coloring. Something very different. Jade Summer, love the Jade Summer color by number books. This is beautiful patterns, and I love the patterns in this book. I've done a flip and review of this book as well. Most of these books I've done a flip and review of, and really love the artistry in here. I love the patterns. I feel like you can use just your standard alcohol markers in here. You don't have to worry about using teeny tiny markers, which I think is great. It's perfect for just kind of simple and easy coloring, but the patterns are just gorgeous. And so I get all of the Jade Summer color by number books because I like them so much. And I think this is a great addition to my collection of those. This one, I actually saw another ColorTuber preview this book, and I've actually seen this on Amazon UK. I didn't know that they had a US version as well. This is Magical Unicorn color by numbers, and this book is really cute. So it's really simple. It has a 15 color palette down at the bottom, and the only thing I don't really like is kind of these little quotes or sayings down at the bottom, like home sweet home, blow out the candles and make a wish. I think this is intended to be a children's coloring book, but I really like the images in here a lot. I have another one that's on the way that is like a fairy tale themed, but honestly this one too, this is Magical Unicorn color by number, but I'll show the solutions at the back. It's not all just unicorns, so it's got fairies in it and stuff. It's just really cute. It is double-sided, so you will have to use water-based markers in here, but I don't mind that. The spaces are small enough that I think it's actually going to be just fine. But I just loved the images in here, and I can't wait to show you guys the other book. Let me see, can you all see some of those? Let me scroll in just a little bit. So you can kind of see some of the images in here. So it's got like castles, but it's got unicorns doing different things, princesses and fairies. It's super bright colors. It's just like a happy coloring book. And it's quite a bit of images. I haven't counted exactly how many images are in this book, but does it have mermaids? Because I love mermaids. I don't think it has mermaids. But yeah, it has fairies, unicorns. Oh, there are mermaids in here. That's right, there are mermaids. So I really love this. I plan on coloring out of this book soon, especially because I have my color along flowers and fairies. There are fairies in this book, and so I think there's a lot that I can color from here. This book was really cute. Like I said, there seems to be a series. They have like an animal series, like jungle animals. They have like a fairy tales one, like I mentioned. I want to say there was maybe like a country like farm animals one. But this is really cool. And this is by Arcturus Publishing. So, and I think they make some more like truly adult coloring books. I'm not a huge fan of those, but I thought this was really cute. So go check this one out. I'll have it in the description box below. And I think this one is just really fun. And I'm really excited to kind of get something colored out of here. Next are some books that I received from Color Questopia, so thank you to them for sending these to me. These are some of the black background books of some of their books. I actually already have the white kind of traditional black backgrounds, but I've really fallen in love with the black background books. So these, many people are familiar with these books, the Cactus and Succulent. I only have one page colored in, so it's kind of nice to have the black background, and I'm just going to pass along the other book I have to family members and my kids to color in as well, so that we can kind of color some of the same pages. I've just come to the fact that it's like I get such little time for coloring that the black background really saves me a lot of time, and I think it makes the colors really pop. So this one, they've now come out in a black background version. Fairy Magic, which is one of my absolute favorite Color Questopia books, just came out as well. So this one has all of the line art, and I've only colored one page in this book in the other version as well. So this I had planned on coloring in for my color along this month. So maybe I'll be able to get some coloring in before the end of the month out of here. Also Unicorn. I've only colored one image in my other one as well. I own the other copy of this, but I love this book. And this one I was really excited about because it has a lot more tedious line work in it. So I wasn't as inspired like this one to do all of the backgrounds. I colored in gel pen. So having this version in the black background is just perfect. And so really excited to have versions of those books, and I thank Color Questopia for sending those to me. Belba family sent me this book. I haven't colored anything in it yet, but I plan on getting into this one very, very soon. So you should see, hopefully from me this week, you will see me have colored something in this book. Oh, I had one more Color Questopia book. Oops, sorry, the candy coloring book, which I have quite a few images actually colored in the version that I have. I think I have 5 or 6 colored in there. But I don't mind starting again in these books. Like I said, the Color Questopia books are just so fun and relaxing. And all of these books were kind of with their old palettes, the old limited palettes that they had, which I really like. And so, yeah, this book is great. So, yes, I have this one in the black background version now as well. Okay, so Mystery Mosaics. So this book was sent to me by the Belba family for review. This came, I think, the day before we went into this hard freeze and lost power and stuff. So I plan on going into this book. This seems really cool. This one it's all pattern related, and they said there's some surprises in each of the patterns on some of them. So I look forward to getting in this one. I'm going to use my dot method again. These are kind of the full page 3x3. Yes, sir.
I'm sticker book.
Huh? You want to do your sticker book? Okay, Mommy's almost done, then we're going to do your sticker book. My son is desperate to do stickers with me. Yes, sir.
You forgot to turn your computer on.
Yeah, I don't need my computer right now, honey. Can you give me just a couple minutes and then I'll be done here in just a second, okay? So, yeah, so I'm going to get coloring in this and get some images colored and put a flip and review up of this book as well. I'm really interested to kind of get my hands on it. Here, buddy. Go sit over here.
I need my pretzel.
Well, you gotta come sit in your chair. Go get your pretzels. And then last but not least, this is Easter Patterns. This one I'm also really, really excited about coloring in. Prachi, Dewan, Sachdeva just came out of this book. I do have a flip through of this book posted online in the Books by Sach and Sachdeva Facebook page, the Fun of Coloring by Number Facebook page, as well as on Instagram if you want to see a full flip through of this book. But this is very similar to her Christmas Patterns book that I have fallen in love with. This will probably be the next book that I do a flip and review on. If you haven't seen these books before, it's kind of a thicker book. I want to say it's 50 pages or close to 50 pages because every other page is a quote page. So there's a page with the patterns, with the Easter patterns themselves, and then there is a quote page. And what's different about this one is that on the quotes page, she now has numbers in it for you to actually color in it. And before it just had the quote, it didn't have like the color by number aspect in there, so I never colored any of them, but I may try to color some of these in this book. Just as an FYI, I think I may use to test some of these background techniques, so gelatos, the crayons, and things like that. I may use that to test this book as well. So excited about this one. This one should be a really great addition. And then also I think I have, and maybe I didn't add it on here. Oh, hold on one second. I have a couple more books. There is this one. I was going to say, I know I had another Sach and Sachdeva book. And then I also have this book. In my Dollar Tree haul, you guys saw that, so I'm not going to go back through all of the books and things that I got from the Dollar Tree. There is a separate video about that if you want to take a look at that. But I did also get this book by Sach and Sachdeva, Flowers and Butterflies, which is a really, really fantastic book. This one has kind of, I would say, like larger print butterfly and flower patterns. So if you have a problem with your vision, or if you just enjoy a much more simpler book, this is the one for you. And I'll tell you, I struggled at first trying to figure out how I was going to color in this book, but you'll see, and I have a whole review about this book, about just adding some simple white gel pen details and doing some shading. And I use colored pencils to kind of do the shading in the background. And I really, really like how that turned out. And I did this one as well. And I did use marker permanent marker for the background, but then I went back with a colorless blender to just kind of blend it in and to add some texture to this page. So I love how these turned out. This is a really, really fun book. So I think I can practice some really cool and different techniques in here. And this was a really fun book to get. So I thank you to Sachdeva for giving me that book. And then this last one, this was some happy mail to me. This is from Emily from Color Me Impressed. And I'm really surprised she sent it to me because she actually, her Instagram name, if you don't follow her on Instagram, is the Butterfly Hater. So she must have really, really, really struggled to add this to her cart and to send it to me. But this is also a really unique color by number book. I got a lot of comments about this book and how neat this was. You can see some of the colored images and stuff in the end. And it's just really, really cool. So the line art is a little bit lighter than kind of your normal and standard color by number books. It's not very dark, but I do think that I can still get by with it because it is darker than the George Tufexis books, and I use alcohol markers in there and don't have a problem. So I'll probably use my Tau Tree markers or use my what I try to say, Bic Intensity, the Ultrafines, or so, because some of these colors are so pastel. I mean, a lot of these in here are extremely pastel. The other thing that I thought about using was my, why am I blanking? My water markers, my Tombos, because they have a lot more pastel-y colors in my Tombos. So I may try to use those, for this. But yeah, look at some of these images colored, and like this one is colored with markers, and I think that just looks stunning. So I think we're going to give it a shot. We're going to give it a try and just see how these turn out. But I really like these images, and you can always, like, even though these colors are really pastel, you can always just use a darker version of that color. So if you decide that that it's really hard to match a lot of these, just use a darker color. It's not going to matter. It's still going to turn out really cool because these images are kind of funky colors and stuff anyways, so they're not normal, natural, you know, color combinations. So I think you can really do whatever you want. So I think that that is it. I'm trying to make sure I didn't forget any other books. It's quite possible that I did. I'm a little bit all over the place and still, as you can tell, trying to get organized from everything that's happened this week. But I just want to just say I'm fine, I'm okay. We're very, very grateful to be back in our home, to have power, to have heat, and to just kind of hopefully get back into a normal routine real soon. So, and I hope to get back to coloring because I don't think I have colored. I know I haven't colored at all this week. And so I'm really anxious to get back into it. So I hope you all have a beautiful rest of your day, and I will see you again next time. Bye.